Hey guys, what is up? Hope you're all are having a great day. Happy to be back with episode 16, part 2 of my golf vlog series. This time featuring the back 9 at Cog Hill. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Once we hit 40,000, I'll be doing another 18-hole special video. The response was absolutely amazing to the 30,000 subscriber special, and I'll definitely make sure that the 40,000 subscriber special is an awesome video as well. So that being said, let's hop into the video. So, if you guys didn't watch the front nine, I had a decent front nine, kind of didn't really do too much, but just one of those things where the wind started picking up, and you can see here, don't be afraid to back off shots. That's one of the things I learned as a junior golfer growing up, is that if there's any conditions that are making you uncomfortable that you didn't expect to pop up the way they did, it's always a good idea to back up and let the wind pass or the rain pass briefly, even though you can see I still hit a really bad shot, but I'm sure you could tell from the tree up there how much that wind gusted. So it's always a good idea to, if you feel like you need to back off, it's a good idea to back off and reset. So thought that would be a little tidbit I throw in there I learned from my junior days. And you'll see a lot of pros doing that as well. They're taking their time, making sure that they're truly ready to pull the trigger. So I hit a really good chip there and saved par. So even though I kind of threw up all over that second shot, ended up being no harm, no foul. So 1 over for the round, even for the side, on hole 11, 607-yard par 5, into the wind. These first couple holes were really tough because they were into probably about a 15-mile-an-hour headwind, but that's what you get when you play in Chicago. It is the Windy City for a reason. So pulled it left, but it was a good miss. Out of bounds runs all alongside the right, so I was actually aiming left of the fairway and just trying to put it in play so I could kind of hit a layup. And that's what you can see me doing here, just kind of splashing out of the bunker. Couldn't really take much more club than that because I didn't want to risk hitting the lip. So hit a really good shot actually, just in the first cut of rough. Only 108 yards left, but wind was still a little high, but wasn't anything I couldn't handle. As you can see me choking down a little bit, and just kind of drop kicked it a bit. And that typically happens when you come from the inside too much and you hit the heel of the club on the ground first and it turns the club over. It's not a very pleasant sound, and it's not a very pleasant looking shot. I was fortunate that I did catch a piece of the screen. Still have a putt at it for birdie. Much more preferable than having a chip from this thick rough. So really good speed there. And so ended up knocking that one in for par. Not the worst 5. It was definitely playing pretty tough with all that wind. And now in hole 12, still 1 over, 198 yards with a 6-iron. You can see I'm choking down again. And one of the things that's really helped me is with playing in all this wind, is it's forced me to get better at knocking shots down. And I've actually become a lot more comfortable playing in the wind over the last month or so, because a lot of the courses I've been playing in have definitely been exposed to the elements, much more so than the courses in the Mid-Atlantic region of the United States that I'm more used to. So it's been a very good process for my game to learn and to evolve. So not a great shot by any means, but yeah, that chip was even worse. That thing ran by pretty fast, and yeah, I just got way too aggressive and kind of fell into the illusion of trying to hit the ball hard because I saw how much green I had to work with, and it ran way by the hole. So now I left myself about 25 feet for par. Thought I had it, and it just, man, yeah, those suck. I if you guys ever have that happen, let me know. If you hit a putt and it's going right at the hole, and you mentally put it into your pocket as a made putt, and then it burns the lip, those sting the most. So now in hole 13, par 4, pretty meaty par 4, and came across it a bit. Kind of my old swing snuck in, and missed it right, and you cannot miss this right. There's a hazard that runs all alongside the right side of this hole, and yeah, with all this wind, if you leave it out to the right, you'll pay for it. And yeah, ended up having to take a drop, 133 yards with a 50-degree wedge here. So third shot, just trying to do damage control at this point, and left this one out to the right. I got very fortunate because it did carry long enough to get onto the green. So at the very least, I did have a putt for it. And I don't know what happened. I had about a 30-foot lag putt that I left a bit short, so I apologize for that. For whatever reason, I either didn't record or the clip got corrupted and didn't show up when I was editing. So yeah, I had about a 30-footer, and I left it short. And Yeah, knocked that one in for a double. So that wasn't very fun. Now on hole 14, not playing that great, but still doing my best to hang in there. And 203 yards, once again, hitting a knockdown shot with a 5-iron here. Just trying to keep the ball as low as I can and try and get it on the green. This was definitely a tough par 3. So I really liked how I hit the shot. It just started squeaking out to the right a bit. And you can see went into that pot bunker right there. Not the worst spot, to be honest with you. It's definitely worse spots I could have gone. And now I had a really, really tough bunker shot, though. It was made a little bit easier because the wind was acting as a bit of a backstop. So took a really aggressive cut to try to get under it and hit a really, really good shot. I would say this was probably the best shot I've hit in the first 15 holes of this course. The first 14 holes of this course. So now I have about a 5-6 footer. Breaks pretty hard right to left. And just trying to trust my stroke and make a good roll. And really great putt, so very, very good up and down. So that felt pretty good. Stopped the bleeding there. Now hole 15, par 5, 4 over, 521 yards, and I can really be aggressive here and try to get a shot back. Absolutely killed this ball. Perfect launch conditions. Wind was downwind finally, so the carry's way up. This almost went 400 yards. So as you guys can imagine, I don't really have much at all left for my second shot. So hitting a 54-degree wedge here, taking a little bit off because this will fly pretty far because I am now hitting it downwind. So trying to manage that and make sure that I don't lose control of the distance here. Left it out to the right a bit. Didn't quite trap it the way I wanted to, but it did have good distance. So still an okay shot. Definitely not ideal, but I still have probably only about 35 feet for eagle. And this definitely breaks a lot right to left. I did actually have Kevin Weeks, who's the head instructor at Cog Hill, hanging out with me at this point, so he was able to help me out with the reads a little bit. He was a good guy to have around. He's a friend of my childhood coach, Bernie Najar, so it's always nice to reconnect with people that are in different parts of the country when I'm playing golf. It's probably one of my favorite things about this series. So I've got about 6 or 7 feet left for birdie here. I'm just gonna trust the roll, and I barely got there. You can see me look up at Kevin because I didn't think I was gonna get there. Now to 16, 3 over, par 4, and you got a 2-iron, so sound up. And I was a little bit too aggressive with this. I was trying to cut a little bit off the corner, but didn't anticipate cutting that much off. And I thought it was going to be okay, but unfortunately I was literally like maybe a yard into trouble. So I had to really choke down, just hit a knockdown, and just try to hit it out. And this thing went flying. I did not think I would get this much club on it. And it literally went through the fairway, hit a tree, and luckily went straight down. So I was fortunate to still have a shot into the green here. And once again, just you guys watch my front nine, I was making stupid mistakes and kind of making stupid mistakes again here. And that's what separates the pros from the amateurs, I guess, is damage control. Because I do believe pretty much everyone is capable of playing at a pretty high level who's played golf for a while. I think what separates those who make it to the tour and those who don't is how good their bat is. And yep, that was tough too. Hitting a lot of lips here. So Kevin's reads were definitely paying off. Just wasn't quite getting the friendly roll in. So dropped that shot. And now on to 17, 4 over, 423 yards. A bit of a dogleg right. Trying to take it right over that left tree line. Hit it right where I wanted to. Just went a little bit through the fairway. But as you'll see here, I'm not in any kind of trouble. I ended up carrying it over the bunkers. And I was far enough back. That was in person, that tree was really, really tall. I don't know how tall it appears to you guys on the screen, but one of the things I said, I think in a vlog earlier, was when you're trying to hit over stuff, take one look at the height you need to get on it, and then once you walk into the shot, don't even look at the tree or whatever you're trying to hit over again. Just focus on the target and just tell yourself you need to hit it high. It's kind of like if you're walking on a tightrope, the last thing you want to do is look down. Well, if you're trying to hit a shot over an obstacle, the last thing you want to do is look up at the obstacle. So that's kind of a little trick I've used when I'm trying to hit over stuff. So that was a really bad putt. No one to blame except for myself there. So pretty sloppy par. And now on hole 18, 494 yards. And I'm going to rip on this one, so sound up. Squeeze this one out a little bit to the right, but thankfully, even though this is almost a 500-yard par 4, it was downwind. This hole would have been definitely a lot tougher if it was into a headwind. So into some trees, got a little bit of an opening here. And so I'm trying to scoot this one up with a pitching wedge and make sure I keep it left of, or rather right of that water. And really, I mean, I have to say this really was a beautiful course all around, and definitely a true test of championship golf. And you know, it was definitely a lot of fun, and the wind made it challenging, and yeah, it was just a beautiful course. And I would have liked for that to scoot up a little more. Didn't quite get onto the green, unfortunately. So I have about a 45-footer off the green to get in. I believe this is for a 75. And I like the putt. For some reason, it just slowed down pretty quickly. I really thought that would be a little faster. And now I have about probably 6 or 7 feet left for par. This is for a 76. And yeah, just trying to make a good roll here. And ended up not hitting a good putt, so I'll tap that in for a 77. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.